Thank you, Dean. And now we're ready for 125. The last time that 3A will be our featured match. Of course, that's Travis Snover and Josh Marker. And they both had outstanding semifinal matches to get here.
Well, they really did. And this is a rematch of a match earlier this year where Marker beat Snover 4-3. So these guys have seen each other. And I think they've seen each other a couple times last year, so in the rest of their junior year. So
a lot of people thought Rosterman from Lewis Central and Buter from Cedar Falls would meet in the finals. Well, they met for third and fourth, and Buter won. But now Snover, who beat Buter in the semis, and Marker, who beat Rosterman, are going against each other.
Tim, I cannot remember a tournament where so many state champions. First of all, we had 2 state champions that didn't make it to the state tournament this year, and then so many upsets that I wouldn't call them upsets. It was just great wrestling. I mean, they just got beat. Just because you're a champion in this building doesn't mean that you have a cakewalk.
You're listening to Jim Gibbons, who was a 3-time state champion in this building. And a nice shot there. Came around, controlled the head.
Travis Snover.
By Travis Snover.
He, nice job on that single leg there. Mike McGivern, coach at Lincoln, really done a nice job of turning that program around. We've seen quite a few Lincoln wrestlers in the finals here in 3A over the last few years. You know, it used to be just Dowling High School be the only one represented from the Des Moines area, but that's certainly branched out quite a bit. And there's Snover, there's Marker just coming out the back door on a kind of switch attempt here, and he ties it right back up at 2-2.
Marker from Ames in the orange and black versus Snover from Des Moines, Lincoln.
Yeah, speaking of, I think one of the, Bobby Thompson there has the Ames program now. Pretty good. Both these athletes have good coaches. Mike McGivern, a former NCAA champion, University of Iowa, and Bobby Thompson's had some success coaching down in Oklahoma. Now he's back in Iowa.
In 1A is Jeremy Johnson from Clarksville going against Justin Bohlke from Kingsley-Pierson. And in 2A, it's Justin Swafford from Mediapolis going against Brady Dolan from Independence.
Here, Snover gets caught with a little bit off to the side here, and what Marker does is just gets hip separation there, just turns right back into him and kicks a couple swipes at his head and gets the reversal.
And then Snover came out for one just now to make the score 3-2. Those are important scores with 15 or less seconds in a period, aren't they, Jim?
We're going to see that all night, that the guys that usually end up winning championships are the guys that score last in a period. Unanswered points.
Second period.
So Snover has a 3-2 lead.
Score 2-0 in favor of Jeremy Johnson from Clarksville over Bohlke from Kingsley-Pierson, and 2-0 in favor of Dolan from Independence over Swafford from Mediapolis in the 2A, both in the second period.
Snover is in the top position now. Marker tries a good escape attempt, but ends up getting his wrist a little bit tied up there and ends up getting pushed down to his stomach. I really like that type of wrist right there where he comes up underneath. Now he starts walking around the head. It's almost impossible to get anything going from the underneath position when you have the point of your shoulder on the mat like that. So Snover really getting out high. Notice how he keeps that wrist. That's old man wrestling right there. You saw a guy that was 30 years old or so going into a high school wrestling room, that's what they would be doing.
3-2 in favor of Snover over Marker.
Nice job, comes right, changes off of it. Now he's gonna, keeps that wrist right, keeps all the weight on that shoulder. Now he's trying to get it behind the back. Marker's having a difficult time getting his chest up off the mat.
Nothing going on. Let's go, hustle back.
And the referee calls a stalemate.
Set red. Let's go green. Red.
You know, you mentioned the trip to get here. Marker's the one that beat the state champion in roster mount from Lewis Central.
Buter, a runner-up. Is who Snover beat.
Snover really working hard on that right-hand side. Does a good job of casting over to the left side. You know, he's not really being aggressive here, but he has the appearance of that he's really working hard. And there's a nice leg attempt or stand-up attempt. Gets his legs trapped.
Right, Snover was able to hang on there, and there's only 15 seconds right here. This is being a
potentially dangerous situation, so that was to Snover's advantage to drop right back into that leg, and that's when we talk about competing. You know, don't just give up the escape. There's a nice shoulder roll by Snover, a scramble situation here. Snover's going to be probably end up the period in the top position, so he did a great job of riding out the whole second period. That's big.
Great, man.
Now, how big does that escape look like at the end of the period?
Right there is Joe Culver, another Lincoln wrestler who had to leave early. He injured himself. He had a spinal dislocation and just deep tissue bruise, and he's going to be okay, but it was scary.
Yeah, it was. He got laid out quite a while. They had the paramedics out yesterday and had to exit the tournament. Nice switch attempt there by Snover, so he ends up getting a 4-2 lead. It's up to Marker to do his best to get back in this match. High crotch attempt.
Center.
I like what I see from Marker here. He's really getting aggressive here.
He's going right in there. Marker 32-3 record from Ames, putting the pressure on Snover.
It really makes no difference at this point whether you get beat by 2 or you get beat by 10. You got to go out there and give it your best shot. Double leg attempt by Marker.
Snover's one of those guys that's been here. He was a qualifier as a freshman, 6th place as a sophomore, 2nd place last year. Now trying to win it all. There's Mike McGivern.
Center.
State champion for Iowa Valley Marengo in 1972, right here.
There's a drag attempt by Snover. Marker's really got to try. You look at Snover's it's a great angle there. He's about a half head lower again. It's very difficult to get a shot off when you're so low. I think Marker's having a difficult time with that. So now he's going to jack him up with the underhook.
These guys
Snover's tying up the wrists.
Have met twice before, splitting. This year, Marker beat Snover. So this last year, Snover beat Marker in the quarterfinals of the state tournament, and so they're seeing each other for the 3rd time. And we're going to see who wins the rubber match. Whoa, he's trying something.
Headlock attempt there. You had to try to do something. You're exactly right, Tim. You know, you're got to go down swinging. You're still in this match. But Snover's been just so tough in that top position. Tell you what, he's learned a lot from his coach, Mike McGivern. Mike was an excellent on the top position, excellent rider. Nice job there. Notice how he's keeping the weight off of his knees. He's ready for anything that Marker would try to do. Just like that shoulder roll, kept in good position.
Well, this has to feel good for Mike McGivern. 17 years as the Lincoln head coach, 20 years in coaching, and he's got a state champion after 4 years of trying. Travis Snover, the state champion. Right there. He's happy.
Just a solid job of wrestling, particularly in that top position. I never get tired of seeing that, Tim.
No,
just
no.
Athlete and the coaches. They put a lot of time in together for just this moment. It all paid off.
A little injury time and getting ready to start the match again in 1A. 43 seconds left in the... Here's the reaction we were talking about. Yes, he says, I can finally hold up that number 1. A lot of work. There's McGivern. Coach McGivern. He says, yeah. Probably thinking what you just said, Jim. All that work, this is fun. This is good stuff.
A lot of flashbacks there.
33 seconds left in the match in 1A that we're going to go to here. It's 5-4. It's close, and the leader is on top. It's Bohlke from Kingsley-Pierson over Jeremy Johnson from Clarksville, 5-4, and he's riding. He's got to ride for another 15 seconds to win.
Boy, that's a tough ride, too. He's got both legs in, and the referee calls a
11
stalemate.
seconds. Here we go. One more shot for the Clarksville wrestler to try to bring home a championship. Otherwise, Kingsley-Pierson crowns a champion.
Stand-up attempt. Warded off pretty well. Nice shoulder roll.
Whoa.
They come up. There's 1 point
He gets
escape.
the one. He gets the one.
We're going to overtime.
We are going to overtime, and here we go. Clarksville's going crazy. Clarksville and Kingsley-Pierson.
Boy, how many times you see that? The referee called a stalemate there. They get a new start, new life. Now we're going to overtime. There's a shot. He's got to switch off. He's got great position here. Keep his head up. Get his rear end down. Right at the edge.
They're going to call him
off. Yeah, and that's a good call.
Now, new life for Clarksville at the end of regulation. New life for Kingsley-Pierson right there.
Right,
so
it's
here
all
we go.
even now. The break evened out.
45-0 is Bohlke's record for the Kingsley-Pierson grappler. Johnson 38-4. Kevin, the coach of Clarksville.
There's a scramble situation here. Bohlke is in on a single leg.
He's got to throw something.
He's got him in great situation.
2 points.
2 points.
And Kingsley-Pierson does it now. Justin Bohlke from Kingsley-Pierson. Clinton Kodam, the coach. This is tough. That's a tough match.
It really is. It could have gone either way. Bohlke undefeated on the season.
46-0, state champion. A lot of excited hearts. Look at that. There's a reaction. That's great. And a lot of broken hearts.
Yeah.
Let's go to the PA announcer.
East end of the auditorium.